months for both of these cars, but for all three is $3,400 every 6 months, which is not bad. So total, I pay $7,800 worth of car notes.
7,800 in car notes. So you're paying $93,600 for three cars, two of which are at your house. They're fully electric, and one your brother has. I mean,
What the hell did you just say?
hey, welcome back, Motivation Nation. It's your host, Air Gordon. Here we are back for another one. So, what we do here on this channel, if you are new, feel free to hit the subscribe button. I do appreciate it. We react to videos that are sent to us and we give our opinion and we keep the conversation going down in the comments. So, with no further ado, let's get into the content and let's see what's going on.
All right, so the black one, I pay $3,100 a month. The gray one, I pay $2,900 a month, so a total of $6,000 for these two. The car that is in Houston with my brother, which is the Cadillac Vistic, which I'll put in here. I pay $1,700 a month to get both of my car washed every 2 weeks, $120. So total of $240 a month. Insurance is about $1,100 every 6 months for both of these cars, but for all three is $3,400 every 6 months, which is not bad. So total, I pay $7,800 worth of car notes.
7,800 in car notes. So you're paying $93,600 for three cars, two of which are at your house. They're fully electric, and one your brother has. I mean, look, I saw some people saying that she's paying $7,800 a month for cars. Why wouldn't she have a bigger or better house or whatever the case is? I'm not gonna really touch that because like the size of a house and that's all personal preference and it all has a lot to do with where you want to live when you move. So that's not even really my hang up. And then if she's already paid her house off, then that's one thing. That's one less stressful thing. So that's not even really a topic that I'm gonna uh, broach here or approach because that's kind of irrelevant to me. But what I will say about this is that you're paying $7,800 in car notes for two vehicles that look like they don't even fit in your garage, which is absolutely insane to me that you have these expensive vehicles sitting outside like this that you're paying so much money for. And it looks to be like you're in Texas where there are hailstorms that come out of nowhere that will beat the brakes off the body of these vehicles. $7,800 to me, that's financially irresponsible. That's 93,600 books. That's just financially irresponsible for two depreciating vehicles. And the current state of electric vehicles is not very good. They do not hold value. Escalades lose value as soon as you finish signing your name and the ink dries on the paper. So, I mean, I don't, let's let her finish with these expenses, but even with a house being paid off, and I've heard people say, well, it's their money. They can do what they want. They can, you're going to die tomorrow. Yeah, but chances are you're not. And to be spending $93,000 net on vehicles is absolutely insane, if you ask me. But let's let her finish and I'll give my closing commentary and we'll take it from there.
Every 6 months, I pay $3,500 for insurance and $240 a month for car washes. What do you think? Is that too much to pay for three luxury cars? Put it down in the comment below.
Okay, so she's asked us for our opinion, so we'll give it to her. Absolutely, that's too much to be paying. I mean, you're talking about over $100,000 in expenses on just vehicles. And, you have to think about, so if you're talking about whether you're leasing and or purchasing these cars, let's just stay at the $100,000 mark for this scenario. If you have a 60-month payment, that's $500,000 on some cars that'll be worthless at the end of it. And so then you would beg to differ that why wouldn't you buy a different house that could appreciate a lot more? Because you can't even call those investments because they're depreciating. Those are liabilities that you're putting all that money into. And so I don't understand how or why that makes sense. Unless this is the internet, so it could all be a lie. And she could work for the Cadillac dealership and she could be driving these cars home, and she is a salesperson or a store manager, so they don't actually pay for it. But I don't know, it just doesn't add up to me. It doesn't make sense to me to have two big trucks like that you can't even put in the garage, that are sitting outside, and then you're allocating money to wash them every 2 weeks, and you're paying this exorbitant amount of insurance, and you're talking about paying $100,000 net. So then you have to beg the question of, well, how much money are you actually making if you can basically waste $100,000? I didn't mean a year. $100,000 a year on depreciating vehicles. And I'm not an expert on electric vehicles, but does she even have a charger at home for that? Or is she having to take these somewhere else and charge them? Which then further makes absolutely no sense. So you'll spend $7,800 a month, but you won't install a charger at home. I don't know. It could be one in the garage. I can only go on what I'm seeing and what she's saying. But does that make financial sense? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. She could take that money and invest it into something that would actually appreciate, where the money would grow. If you have $100,000 net laying around, buying 3 Escalade trucks that are all electric does not financially make any sense. And I don't care what you have to say about it, and I don't care how you shape this up. It does not make financial sense. If in fact this is even real, that makes no sense. None. Because those trucks are going to be worthless. I mean, cars automatically depreciate. Electric cars are dropping like a rock at the bottom of the ocean. Escalades do, and now these electric vehicles even worse. So this is mind-boggling insanity, if you ask me. But hey, to each his own. I'm not here to regulate anybody's pockets or their spending. You asked me to react. She asked us for our opinion, and that's my opinion. So anyway, you guys saw what I saw. You guys heard what I heard. I need you to jump down in the comments. Let me know your thoughts about this. Is this too much for you? You think it's okay? Would you do something different? Would you spend $100,000 plus a year on 3 vehicles, one of which you letting your brother drive down in Houston? Let me know down in the comments. That's it for this video. I will see you guys on the next one. I'm out.